day 2. We are about to cross over the bridge to go back to the United States. We did not eat at Tim Hortons, so I don't know if that's even allowed. Like, have you even been in Canada if you haven't eaten there?
Yes.
Not sure.
Yes.
This is the best bridge ever. Holy cow.
Oh, look at that. Nice view.
That's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Goodbye. I wonder what it would be like if they had kept it kind of like nature-y instead of making it all touristy and so many hotels and stuff. What if they don't let us into the United States and we have to stay in Canada forever? With Margaret Atwood and Emma Donahue and Lindy. I actually almost didn't get back into the country. No, he told me, the DMV told me my driver's license was enhanced. Obviously, Canada let me in. Okay, I've had to make this video a few times. Basically, I almost didn't get into the country because they said my driver's license was not enhanced, even though the Secretary of State told me my driver's license was enhanced. And thus, yeah, the guy was like, I'm sorry. And then finally he was like, I'm not gonna give you a hard time about it, but this is not enhanced, blah, 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 blah. But Canada let me in, first of all. And second of all, he did give me a hard time of it when he was like, I'm sorry. And then just stopped talking at me. So, anyway, we're in New York now. So that's good, because I've never been to New York. The Canadians let me into their country. You know, so welcoming with your universal health care and with letting me into your country with a driver's license that apparently is not enhanced and no passport. But you Americans, just like trying to leave me out of your country, like pushing me out, you know, just pushing me to a country where there's universal health care, where I have autonomy over my body, you know? Yeah, I'll just stay in Canada. My Tim Hortons, my bodily autonomy. We are at like the best rest stop. Not only is it like beautiful in the mountains, as you can see, there's also like this Amish lady selling like vegetables and syrup and stuff like that. So, oh my gosh, so nice. Hey Mom, what have we been doing on this drive?
Listening to podcasts.
And it's your first time, yeah?
Yes.
And how do you feel about podcasts?
Well, I like the crime podcast if I'm driving.
We've been listening to the Crime Junkie podcast, and she's a fan. This is where we're going to eat. I guess it used to be an old church. Massachusetts! I've been here before, but I still really love Massachusetts. We're officially at the highest elevation that there is, like, basically on the eastern side of the United States. What do you think, Mom? I'm gonna move to this town, you guys.
Big graveyard, old. Jeez.
People put food in there too. I think it's so cool to see all these like old places that people actually live in, and then like look at, there's packages and garbage and probably recycling. Look at this garden. Oldest house in Salem. It's still standing from like the 1600s. It's just like so crazy. Oh, 1675. At this point in the day, we went on a tour with Which City Walking Tours, specifically the history and hauntings of Salem. We were not allowed to record any videos during the whole tour because everything is copyrighted and we couldn't get any of the stories that she told or how she told them on camera. So please enjoy a sprinkling of photos. And while you're watching those, I will tell you about my favorite story of this entire tour. So there is a home, and it is part of the Peabody Essex Museum. It is called the Garner Pingree house. It is actually a real house in Salem, and it is what the board game Clue is based off of. So in the board game Clue, you know, there's the floor plan. The floor plan in the game is actually the second floor of this historic home. Not only that, but there's extra craziness, and I actually purchased a book on this, so hopefully I will be reviewing the book as soon as I actually read it and telling you loads more about this mystery. But there was actually a murder in the Clue house. So this guy named Captain White was murdered in his bed with a knife or two. And I just think that's amazing because Clue is one of my favorite board games, and to know that it's modeled after a real house when your whole childhood has been spent just wishing you had like an amazing library like that, is super interesting to me. So more on that later when I get to reading that book. And even though that was my favorite story, apparently I did not include an actual photo of the home. However, we do visit it again on a walking tour later that evening, so you will see it again in the video soon, and I will make sure to clearly mark it so you know which one I'm talking about.
Over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
Guys, look what they had. Jean's book.
Yes, it's Derby Wharf at the end of Derby Light. This one's the most evident. On your right is Pickering Wharf. The third one's the hardest one to see. Our Youth Promise. They house up to 18 children full-time, boys and girls, for our tuberculosis hospital. You see, they had a hospital surrounded by willow trees. They said patients were breathing better around willows. We had a hospital that gave us the trees for the same reason. Some of the best clams in the city right here at the Clam Shack. A lot of the willow trees you're looking at are replaced, but one or two are original. Oh, that smells so good. This is Dead Horse Beach. People would live here as if you gave them the land. Because although it's very pretty and very expensive, 75 years ago no one would live here. Two reasons. One, they were told to unmarked graves not to disturb them. They did. And then years later they built those buildings. And nobody told them where all of these sites were. That brick building is the Jacob Bailey High School from the movie Hocus Pocus. That's where they trapped the witches in the basement, the green smoke came out the chimney. That's a Supreme Court justice in history. Early 30s when he started. He founded the Harvard Law Library. He was one of the judges on the Amistad trial in the city. It's the only part of Essex Street that's been paved over as a pedestrian walking mall. Children were put in there if they spoke. 6 people walk a casket out and not drop it. Now later they had funeral parlors, which became funeral homes. Nobody needed the parlor, call it the Clue Mansion. So folks, that's the 20-minute loop. If you've heard the 20-minute and the
to another tour. It's like murder and mysteries or something like that. It's nighttime. I swam, that's why my hair is like that. All right, day 4, we're walking to breakfast at the Ugly Mug Diner, which has like ugly pugs on the window. Hey, Mom.
There's slices of bacon.
Bacon and eggs that are like knitted or crocheted or something. I just got loads of stuff from the House of Seven Gables, loads of stuff from like Nathaniel Hawthorne's house, which is like in the same spot. It used to be like 6 blocks away and then they moved it. And we just went to the oldest candy shop in America, and now we're about to head back to our car and head to Maine.